Have you ever wondered why you sometimes wake up in the middle of the night between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. with no clear reason? Many people simply turn over, try to fall back asleep, or scroll through their phones. But in Buddhist wisdom, this window of time is far more than just an inconvenient interruption to your rest. It is a powerful spiritual signal. According to ancient teachings, the early hours of the morning hold a unique energy that can awaken your consciousness, align you with the universe, and open a gateway to profound self-discovery. These hours are considered sacred because the mind is quiet, distractions are minimal, and your connection to the deeper layers of reality is at its strongest. It is said that the veil between the physical world and the spiritual realm is thinnest during this time, allowing insights, clarity, and guidance to flow more freely. Instead of seeing these moments as a disruption, Buddhist practice invites you to embrace them as a rare opportunity to strengthen your spiritual journey. In this guide, we will explore 7 transformative actions rooted in Buddhist wisdom that you can take if you wake up between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., and how they can change your life. 1. Embrace the stillness. In the modern world, silence is rare. We are surrounded by constant noise, traffic, notifications, conversations, background hums. Yet, between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., the world becomes almost completely still. In Buddhist wisdom, this stillness is not just the absence of sound, it is the presence of deep awareness. When you wake up at this hour, the first thing to do is simply embrace it. Instead of instantly moving, picking up your phone, or trying to force yourself back to sleep, pause. Notice the quietness that surrounds you. In Buddhist meditation, silence is a teacher. It allows the mind to settle and become more aware of its own patterns. If you listen closely, you may even notice subtle sounds, the beating of your heart, the soft rustle of the air, that remind you of your connection to life itself. By embracing stillness, you create a bridge between your busy waking life and your deeper spiritual self. This is why Buddhist monks often wake before dawn. They know that this is when the mind is least cluttered by the residue of the day. It's a time when the subconscious rises to the surface, making it easier to access intuition and spiritual insight. When you wake at this hour, try this simple Buddhist practice. Sit up gently, close your eyes, and take 3 slow, deep breaths. As you breathe in, imagine you are inhaling peace. As you breathe out, release any tension or thoughts. This breathing not only calms your body, but also signals to your mind that you are entering a sacred space. Do not rush to interpret why you woke up. In Buddhist thought, questioning and forcing an answer immediately creates mental noise. Instead, just be present. Sometimes the answer comes naturally in the moments of quiet afterward. Your waking may be a sign that your spirit is trying to communicate something important, or that the universe is offering you an opportunity to realign. It's also during these hours that your brain produces more alpha and theta waves, which are associated with creativity, inner vision, and spiritual awareness. This makes your mind more open to insights and less resistant to change. To fully embrace the stillness, turn your awareness inward. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What thoughts are passing through my mind? What is my body telling me? By paying attention without judgment, you cultivate mindfulness, the core of Buddhist practice. Over time, this stillness becomes more than a quiet moment. It becomes a spiritual reset button. It allows you to detach from your daily stresses and reconnect with your inner truth. And the more you honor this moment, the more you may find that waking between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. is not a disturbance, but a blessing. 2. Connect with your breath. In Buddhist practice, the breath is more than just a biological function. It is the bridge between the body and the mind, the physical and the spiritual. When you wake up between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., your mind is in a delicate state, hovering between sleep and wakefulness. This makes it the perfect time to use conscious breathing to ground yourself and invite clarity. Breathwork is central to many Buddhist traditions because it draws attention to the present moment. At this hour, your surroundings are free from most distractions, so every breath you take can feel deeper, calmer, and more intentional. This is not just about inhaling and exhaling. It's about using the breath to anchor your awareness and gently guide your mind into a state of peace. A simple technique you can practice is anapanasati, or mindfulness of breathing. Sit comfortably, either on your bed or on a cushion. Close your eyes and place your hands gently on your lap. Begin to notice the sensation of your breath as it enters and leaves your nostrils. Feel the coolness as you inhale and the warmth as you exhale. Do not force your breath. Allow it to find its own natural rhythm. If your mind starts to wander, which it will, simply bring your focus back to the sensation of breathing. In Buddhism, this act of returning to the breath over and over is a form of training the mind. It teaches you patience, focus, and the ability to let go of distracting thoughts without frustration. You can also try counted breathing during these hours. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 2 counts, exhale for 6 counts, and pause briefly before inhaling again. This slow, measured rhythm not only calms your nervous system, but also shifts your body into a state of deep relaxation. When practiced regularly, this breathing pattern can help reduce anxiety, promote emotional balance, and improve sleep quality over time. From a spiritual perspective, the breath is seen as a carrier of life energy, what in Buddhism is sometimes connected to the concept of prana, or vital force. When you breathe deeply and mindfully at this sacred hour, you are not only nourishing your body with oxygen, but also replenishing your spiritual energy. You may also notice that focusing on your breath at this hour sharpens your intuition. Because your conscious mind is quieter, subtle insights and creative ideas can surface more easily. This is why many Buddhist monks and practitioners meditate on the breath before dawn. It clears mental fog and sets the tone for the rest of the day. If you want to take this practice deeper, you can combine breathing with a silent mantra. As you inhale, mentally say, "I am here." As you exhale, say, "I am at peace." These words act as gentle reminders that the only moment you truly have is the one you are living right now. The beauty of connecting with your breath during these hours is that it transforms a restless wake-up into a deeply healing ritual. Instead of lying awake feeling frustrated, you are actively cultivating mindfulness, calming your body, and strengthening your spiritual presence. Over time, this can turn the early morning hours into your favorite time of day, one where you meet yourself in your most peaceful and powerful state. 3. Listen to your inner voice. One of the most overlooked aspects of waking between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. is the subtle guidance that can arise in this quiet window. In Buddhist wisdom, your mind at this time is not yet fully engaged with daily distractions, so it becomes easier to hear what is often drowned out during the day, your inner voice. This inner voice is not the constant chatter of your thoughts. It is deeper, calmer, and often speaks in feelings, images, or quiet realizations rather than loud sentences. Buddhists believe that when the mind is still and the heart is open, wisdom naturally surfaces. Waking at this sacred hour can be a sign that you are being invited to listen. The challenge is that we often dismiss or ignore this voice because it feels faint. To hear it more clearly, you must become comfortable with stillness and patience. After waking, take a few minutes to sit or lie quietly without trying to force thoughts. Imagine your mind as a calm lake. Ripples of daily concerns will fade, and underneath, you will begin to see the reflections of deeper truths. Some people experience sudden clarity during these moments, realizing the answer to a problem, gaining insight into a relationship, or feeling a strong pull toward a new direction in life. In Buddhist teaching, these flashes of understanding are moments of prajna, or intuitive wisdom. They are not random. They emerge when your awareness aligns with your true nature. To encourage this, you can practice mindful listening meditation. After centering yourself with a few deep breaths, turn your attention inward and ask a gentle question, such as, "What do I need to know right now? What is my heart trying to tell me? Where is my energy being called?" Then simply listen without expectation. You may not hear a direct answer immediately, but a thought, image, or feeling may slowly emerge. The key is not to judge or overanalyze, just receive. In Buddhism, It's understood that this inner voice is not separate from the greater universal truth. It is the part of you that is connected to everything else. This is why the insights you receive in these hours often feel more true and less influenced by ego or fear. Journaling can be powerful here. Keep a notebook by your bed so you can write down any thoughts, dreams, or realizations that arise. Even if they seem small or disconnected, over time you may notice patterns that guide you toward deeper self-understanding. Listening to your inner voice also teaches you to trust yourself. In a world that constantly tells you to look outside for answers, this is a radical act. Buddhism reminds us that the greatest teacher is already within you. You just have to quiet the noise long enough to hear it. When you wake in the middle of the night, instead of seeing it as an inconvenience, see it as an invitation. The universe may be whispering to you. Your spirit may be nudging you toward a path you have not yet considered. And if you take the time to listen, you might just discover that the guidance you've been seeking has been within you all along. 4. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most transformative states of mind in Buddhist practice. It is not just about saying thank you for good things. It is about developing a deep awareness of life's interconnectedness and recognizing the blessings hidden in every moment, even the ones that seem inconvenient, like waking up in the middle of the night. When you wake between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., your mind is often more open and less defensive. This makes it the perfect time to connect with gratitude on a deeper level. Instead of feeling annoyed that your sleep was interrupted, shift your focus to what is present and positive in your life right now. This mindset shift not only changes how you feel in that moment, but also reprograms your mind for greater joy and resilience. In Buddhism, gratitude is considered a form of mindfulness. It brings you into the present moment because you are actively noticing and appreciating what already exists rather than chasing what is missing. This can dissolve feelings of lack, comparison, and restlessness. To practice gratitude at this hour, you might begin by silently listing 3 things you are thankful for. They do not have to be grand or extraordinary. Sometimes the smallest things carry the greatest meaning. Perhaps it is the safety of your home, the love of a friend, the breath moving in and out of your body, or the fact that you are alive to experience another day. If you want to deepen the practice, pair it with mindful breathing. As you inhale, imagine you are breathing in light and appreciation. As you exhale, imagine sending that gratitude out into the world, touching everyone and everything connected to you. This visualization can create a sense of warmth and interconnectedness that is deeply calming. Another Buddhist-inspired approach is to express gratitude for challenges as well as blessings. This might feel strange at first, but it reflects a deeper truth. Challenges are often the soil in which wisdom grows. By acknowledging them, you shift from resistance to acceptance. For example, you might say to yourself, "I am grateful for this restless night because it is giving me a moment to reflect," or "I am thankful for the lessons hidden in my current struggles." The benefits of practicing gratitude at this hour go beyond the moment. Studies show that consistent gratitude practice improves mood, reduces stress, and even supports better sleep. Spiritually, it trains the mind to look for harmony rather than conflict, opportunity rather than limitation. You can also write in a night gratitude journal kept near your bed. This doesn't have to be long, just a few sentences capturing what you appreciate right now. Over time, this record becomes a reminder of how even life's smallest moments can be filled with meaning. Buddhism teaches that gratitude is like a lamp in the darkness. It doesn't remove all challenges, but it changes the way you see them. By practicing gratitude between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., you are planting seeds of peace and contentment that will grow and influence how you move through the rest of your day. When you train yourself to wake up and immediately turn to gratitude, you are teaching your mind a powerful truth. Every moment, no matter when it comes, has the potential to be sacred. 5. Meditate in the dark. Meditation is at the heart of Buddhist practice, but meditating in the dark, especially between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., carries a unique power. The absence of light naturally draws your focus inward, reducing visual distractions and making it easier to connect with the quiet depths of your mind. When you wake during these early hours, the world around you is still. There is no rush, no background noise from daily activities. This environment mirrors the stillness we seek in meditation, calm, undisturbed, and timeless. The dark becomes not something to fear, but a sacred space for self-discovery. In Buddhism, darkness is often symbolic of the unknown, our inner fears, hidden truths, and unexplored depths of the mind. Meditating in the dark allows you to face this unknown without distraction. Over time, this practice teaches you that the unknown is not dangerous, but full of wisdom waiting to be uncovered. To begin, sit comfortably in your bed or on the floor, keeping the lights off. Close your eyes and notice how your breathing feels in the quiet. Focus on the sensation of each inhale and exhale. If thoughts arise, acknowledge them gently, then let them drift away like clouds passing across the moon. You might also try a body scan meditation. Starting from the top of your head, slowly move your attention down through your body, noticing areas of tension or discomfort. Breathe into these spots, imagining them softening with each exhale. This helps release physical stress and invites deeper relaxation. Another powerful approach is metta meditation, or loving-kindness meditation. In the darkness, silently repeat phrases like, "May I be at peace, may I be healthy, may I live with ease." Then extend these wishes to others, your loved ones, acquaintances, even strangers. The early hours make this practice especially potent because your mind is more open and your heart is more receptive. You may also find that meditating in the dark heightens your awareness of subtle sensations. Your heartbeat, the rhythm of your breath, the feeling of air against your skin. These details might seem small, but they ground you in the present moment and open the door to deeper mindfulness. From a spiritual perspective, meditating at this time aligns you with the Brahma Muhurta, a period about 90 minutes before sunrise, that is considered the most auspicious time for spiritual practice in Buddhist and Hindu traditions. It's believed that the mind is naturally calm and the energy of the universe is at its purest during this window, making it ideal for meditation. At first, you might feel uneasy sitting in the dark, especially if you are used to light and noise. But as you grow comfortable, you will notice how the darkness becomes a friend, a place where you can retreat from the demands of the world and simply be. Over time, this practice not only deepens your meditation, but also changes your relationship with silence and solitude. You begin to see the value in slowing down, turning inward, and listening to the wisdom that emerges when the rest of the world is asleep. Meditating in the dark transforms what could be a restless night into a sanctuary for peace, insight, and spiritual connection. Instead of resisting your wakefulness, you learn to welcome it as an invitation to go deeper into your practice and your own inner truth. 6. Reflect on impermanence. In Buddhist philosophy, one of the most profound truths is impermanence. Everything changes, nothing stays the same. This truth is not meant to create fear. Rather, it is meant to free us from clinging to what is temporary and help us appreciate life as it unfolds. Waking between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. provides a perfect opportunity to reflect on this teaching, because in the stillness of these hours, our thoughts are uncluttered, and we can see life with greater clarity. When you wake at this time, you are experiencing a small example of impermanence, the shift from sleep to wakefulness, from dreams to reality. It is a reminder that no state of being lasts forever. The frustration you might feel about waking up too early will also pass, just like moments of joy and moments of sadness. Reflection on impermanence is not about becoming detached from life in a cold way. It is about learning to fully embrace each moment without trying to hold on to it. Imagine holding a handful of water. The tighter you grip, the faster it slips away. But if you open your hand, you can feel and appreciate it without resistance. One way to reflect on impermanence in these hours is through mindful contemplation. Sit quietly and recall something in your life that has changed. A friendship, a season, a chapter of your personal journey. Notice how it evolved and how your feelings toward it have shifted over time. Realize that change is not always a loss. Sometimes it is the very thing that allows growth. In Buddhist practice, impermanence is closely tied to gratitude and compassion. When we accept that nothing lasts forever, we cherish what we have right now. This awareness naturally softens the heart, making us more compassionate toward others, who are also experiencing constant change in their own lives. You might also reflect on your own current struggles in light of impermanence. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? Will it matter tomorrow? Often, what feels overwhelming in the moment becomes less significant when viewed through the lens of time. This doesn't mean you ignore challenges, but rather that you gain perspective on them, which reduces unnecessary suffering. Journaling can help anchor this reflection. Write down 3 things in your life that have changed for the better, even if the change was uncomfortable at first. This not only strengthens your acceptance of impermanence, but also helps you see that transformation often brings unexpected blessings. The early morning hours are especially suited for this kind of contemplation because your mind is in a slower, more receptive state. Without the noise and urgency of the day, you can sit with these thoughts without feeling rushed. In this stillness, impermanence feels less like a distant idea and more like a living truth, one that can guide you toward deeper peace and freedom. By regularly reflecting on impermanence, you begin to loosen the grip of attachment and fear. You understand that every moment, whether joyful or challenging, is a passing wave in the ocean of life. And rather than fighting the tide, you learn to ride it with grace. When you wake between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., take it as a gentle reminder. This too is a moment that will pass. But while it is here, it is yours to experience fully and to let go of when it is time. 7. Recite a mantra. Mantras are a cornerstone of Buddhist spiritual practice, serving as both a tool for focus and a means of aligning the mind with higher states of awareness. Waking between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. provides the ideal environment for mantra recitation because your mind is less cluttered, your surroundings are quieter, and the spiritual energy of the hour is especially potent. A mantra is more than just a repeated phrase. It is a vibrational pattern that can calm the mind, open the heart, and connect you with deeper layers of consciousness. In Buddhism, certain mantras are believed to carry the energy of compassion, wisdom, or healing, and reciting them mindfully can shift your mental and emotional state almost instantly. One of the most widely known Buddhist mantras is Om Mani Padme Hum, which is associated with compassion and the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara. When recited slowly and with full awareness, it serves as a reminder that wisdom and compassion are inseparable, and that these qualities already exist within you. If you are new to mantra practice, begin simply. Sit comfortably with your back straight, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. Choose a mantra, either a traditional Buddhist one or a personal affirmation, and start repeating it silently or softly aloud. Feel each syllable resonate in your body. Do not rush. Let the mantra flow naturally with your breath. You may choose to recite for a set number of repetitions, such as 108, a sacred number in Buddhism, or simply for as long as it feels right. If your mind starts to wander, gently return to the sound and rhythm of the words. Over time, the mantra becomes a mental anchor, steadying your thoughts and quieting inner restlessness. The benefit of reciting a mantra at this hour is that it imprints your subconscious mind when it is at its most open. This means the peace, focus, and energy of the mantra can carry through the rest of your day. It's like planting a seed of calm in the early hours that continues to grow long after sunrise. Mantra recitation can also be combined with visualization. For example, as you repeat your chosen mantra, imagine a warm light growing in your chest and expanding outward, filling your entire body, then radiating beyond you to bless others. This practice deepens the emotional impact of the mantra and strengthens feelings of connection and compassion. You do not have to limit yourself to traditional mantras. A simple phrase like, I am at peace, this moment is enough, or I release and let go can be just as powerful when repeated with mindfulness and intention. The key is that the words should carry meaning for you and evoke a positive state of mind. Some practitioners also use mala beads, a string of 108 beads, to keep track of repetitions. Moving from bead to bead with each recitation can enhance focus and add a tactile element to the practice. Reciting a mantra between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. transforms what could be a restless wake-up into a sacred ritual. It turns your attention away from worry or frustration and channels it towards stillness, clarity, and spiritual alignment. Over time, this simple act can become one of the most treasured parts of your day, reminding you that peace is not found in the absence of challenges, but in the presence of a steady and mindful heart. 8. Send out compassion. In Buddhist practice, compassion is not just a feeling, it is an active force that transforms both the giver and the receiver. Waking between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. offers a rare, undisturbed moment to cultivate and send out compassion, not only to people you care about, but also to the entire world. This is deeply rooted in the practice of metta bhavana, or loving-kindness meditation. At this time of night, your mind is softer, less guarded, and more receptive to positive emotions. This makes compassion work even more powerful, because you can channel it without the resistance that often comes when the day's busyness and frustrations have already taken hold. To begin, close your eyes and take a few slow, deep breaths. First, focus on yourself. In your mind, silently say, "May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. May I be free from suffering." Feel the warmth of these wishes filling your heart. In Buddhist understanding, extending compassion to yourself is essential because it lays the foundation for genuinely caring for others without resentment or burnout. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Once you feel that compassion toward yourself, begin to expand it outward. Think of someone you love deeply and repeat the same phrases for them. Then, think of a neutral person, someone you know but do not have strong feelings about, and extend the same wishes. Finally, think of someone you struggle with, perhaps someone who has caused you pain, and send compassion to them as well. This last step can be challenging, but it is one of the most transformative, because it breaks down the walls of resentment and replaces them with understanding. You can also visualize compassion as light. Imagine a warm golden light in your chest, growing brighter with each breath. With every exhale, see this light flowing outward, reaching your loved ones, your community, and eventually the entire planet. Even if you never see the effects physically, your intention has power, both in your own mind and, according to Buddhist belief, in the interconnected web of existence. The beauty of sending out compassion at this early hour is that you are aligning with a time when many spiritual practitioners around the world are also meditating, praying, or engaging in quiet reflection. It creates a sense of shared energy, as though you are part of a global wave of kindness. Compassion practice at this hour can also heal emotional wounds. If you have been holding on to anger, disappointment, or grief, the act of wishing well for others can soften your heart and release emotional tension. This does not mean excusing harmful behavior, it means choosing not to let bitterness define your inner world. From a Buddhist perspective, compassion is a form of wisdom. It is the understanding that we are all connected and that another person's suffering is not separate from our own. By sending compassion out into the world, you are not only helping others, but also dissolving the illusion of separateness that causes so much personal pain. Over time, making this a habit every time you wake between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. can rewire your emotional patterns. You begin to respond to life with more patience, empathy, and love. Not because everything is perfect, but because you have trained your heart to stay open, even in the dark. 9. Set an intention for the day. One of the most empowering things you can do between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. is to set a clear, mindful intention for the day ahead. In Buddhist wisdom, an intention is not just a goal or a wish. It is a conscious decision about the kind of energy you want to carry and the kind of person you want to be as you move through the world. Unlike resolutions, which often focus on specific outcomes, intentions are about aligning your thoughts, words, and actions with your values. They are the guiding compass for your day, helping you navigate challenges with clarity and purpose. When you wake during these quiet hours, your mind is in a receptive and impressionable state, making it the perfect time to plant the seeds of your intention. To begin, Sit or lie comfortably, close your eyes, and take several deep, slow breaths. Then, ask yourself, what do I want to embody today? This could be patience, kindness, focus, courage, or compassion. Once you have a word or phrase, hold it gently in your mind. Imagine yourself moving through the day with this quality at the forefront of everything you do. For example, if your intention is patience, visualize yourself handling delays and frustrations calmly. If it is compassion, imagine offering kindness to someone who might be struggling. If it is focus, see yourself working on tasks without distraction. You can also phrase your intention as an affirmation. Today, I choose peace. I will approach challenges with curiosity instead of fear. I will treat myself and others with respect. The more you repeat and visualize your intention, the stronger it imprints on your subconscious mind. Buddhism emphasizes that our thoughts shape our reality. When you set an intention in the early morning, you are consciously choosing the lens through which you will view your day. This small act can dramatically shift your perspective and your emotional state, even in difficult situations. It is also helpful to write your intention down. Keep a small notebook by your bed and jot it down each morning you wake early. Later in the day, you can revisit it to remind yourself of the mindset you chose. This practice not only reinforces your intention, but also helps you track patterns in what qualities you feel called to embody over time. Some practitioners pair intention setting with gratitude or mantra recitation to strengthen its impact. For instance, you might breathe deeply, repeat your chosen mantra, and then speak your intention aloud. This blends mindfulness, positive energy, and conscious choice into one powerful ritual. What makes intention setting between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. so effective is the absence of external noise. At this hour, you are not yet influenced by social media, conversations, or daily stress. You are starting with a blank slate, and the intention you set acts like a drop of dye in clear water. It spreads and colors the rest of your day. Over time, you may find that this simple practice transforms your mornings, and ultimately, your life. Instead of reacting to whatever the day throws at you, you begin to shape your day from the inside out. You move through life with greater purpose, resilience, and harmony, qualities that ripple out to everyone you meet. Conclusion. Waking between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. is not a random inconvenience. It is a profound opportunity for growth, reflection, and spiritual alignment. Buddhist wisdom teaches that these early hours are sacred, a time when the mind is quiet, the heart is open, and the universe whispers its guidance. By embracing stillness, connecting with your breath, listening to your inner voice, practicing gratitude, meditating in the dark, reflecting on impermanence, reciting mantras, sending out compassion, and setting an intention for the day, you transform what might seem like restless wakefulness into a powerful spiritual practice. These 7 actions are simple in concept, yet deeply transformative when practiced consistently. They allow you to cultivate mindfulness, emotional balance, and inner peace while aligning with the natural rhythms of life. Over time, you will notice that your days are calmer, your decisions clearer, and your connection to yourself and the world stronger. The early morning hours are a gift, a brief window where you can nurture your soul, connect with wisdom, and start the day with purpose. By using this sacred time intentionally, you are not just waking up, you are awakening.